All right, welcome to Meme Daddies, the podcast with Tank Sinatra and...
Adam the Creator. I thought you were going to introduce me.
I was going to, but then I dropped the ball last second because I figured maybe you want to say your name.
Thank you. That's actually sweet.
Yeah, I wanted to open the door up for you to walk through, and you did. You stuttered, but...
It was more of a dance, a sexy dance I did.
You did a stutter step.
Yeah.
You waltzed,
I did a little fucking shake and bake.
What's that dance everyone's doing now where they skip backwards and, like, all the white football players can't figure it out? Gronk was like, you skip
Wait a
backwards? Huh? Yeah, you just skip backwards, dude. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I think
It used to be the Roger Rabbit when I was,
Oh,
in the 90s.
yeah. Yeah.
They're calling it something different now. What the hell is it?
Floss?
No, it's not the floss. Bro, you are
Floss.
way off base.
What is this, a Minions
He
movie
goes-
from 5 years ago?
Floss? Floss? No. Anyway. All right, let's jump right into it. So,
Let's do it.
our favorite person to talk about, The Rock.
Oh, poor guy. Come on.
I know, we're going to, it's actually good news for him.
Yeah.
So, Terramana, his tequila company, maybe he won't end it. He's sold 600,000 cases this year. Yeah, it's great.
That's great.
Good for him.
I saw a big stand-up cardboard cutout of him holding the bottle out.
Great.
It's great. You buy it because you're buying a piece of him. He's everybody loves him.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
except for him.
Except for himself.
Except for
That's
himself.
Yeah.
So he wanted to contextualize it. So George Clooney's tequila company, Casamigos,
Yeah.
sold to Diageo or whatever the name of the company is,
Yep.
for $1.7 billion, I believe, when it was selling 170,000 cases a year. So he's teasing out big news. I guess he's going to be exiting the tequila company. I don't know if he's selling it for $6 billion or whatever the case is. Is he going to take a fucking nap or what? Like, is he going to, like, step away from the limelight? Like, the guy's got to relax at some point, right?
You got to make that bag, bro.
The bag he's got, you ever seen the meme of him carrying the luggage? Like, he's got a bag already.
Yeah.
He's got to calm down. I know he's got people to feed and, he's got his own cheat meal Sunday, fucking cheat meal train. I hope I don't kill myself this Sunday.
That's a lot of sushi to buy.
It's a lot of sushi to buy, dude, but you got to he must be gearing up for the world's biggest nap. The guy's going to go, he's going to put himself in a coma for 3 years after all is said and done. Just to fucking rest.
He's not stopping.
He's got to stop.
What's his next business? First of all, I'm sure. I'm
Funeral
surprised-
homes? I don't know. What the fuck?
How did he not get canceled about tequila? Because isn't that appropriation? Even like
He's
Clooney.
everything, bro. He's black, white,
Yeah.
Mexican, Asian, Samoan, fucking, he's an alien from Mars. He's everything. He checks all the boxes. We've said this before.
Right.
He's bald. He's got hair somewhere probably. He's gay, straight, bi, non-binary, trans, fucking everything. He's tall. He's short.
Short. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got Kevin Hart for the fucking short people. He's everything. Always. He's funny. He's serious. He's an action star. He's a fucking tooth fairy.
Right.
He's everything.
Right.
He's ripped. He's fat. He exercises. He also eats waffles and fucking French toast.
Yeah. Maybe he comes out with a French toast line.
I think he's got a French toast line, to be quite honest with you. He's always posting about the brick LA place that I think he's probably a partner in because he's always posting about it.
Well, you know what? The Terramana, you don't drink, and I haven't tried it. I think it's probably a legit product. You can't just sell all that shit on a name because I know Casamigos is a good product.
Is it?
That's what. Yeah.
You've had it?
I've had it. It's it's quality. It's not just the name coming into it. I don't know how the Bryan Cranston thing is with Aaron
Paul? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they sell?
It's mezcal. It's like the spicy version of of tequila.
Spicy, literally?
Like smoky.
Oh, okay.
Smoky version.
I know Adam Levine has a tequila company. Ryan Reynolds has his aviation gin, which if I was drinking, I would be drinking gin because I fucking hated myself. And that's what you drink when you hate yourself. You drink gin. You don't want to feel
Right.
anything anymore. You
Right.
drink gin, which is just vodka with juniper berries in it, which make you go insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like legit 1930s. Like, I don't want to live anymore.
Right.
I'm just
Fuck
gonna
this.
Yeah.
World War is coming.
Yeah, we're in the Great Depression. Let's stop feeling everything.
Let's get more depressed.
Joy, pain,
And
everything.
Kendall Jenner had the tequila, and I know the Jonas Brothers have a tequila, don't they?
I don't know. George Clooney hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
He had how many jackpots did this guy hit? He had multiple jackpots.
On day one.
On day one.
Yeah.
But Yeah, The Rock. I mean, The Rock took George Clooney's business model and just knocked it out of the park.
It's amazing how he's so clean, The Rock,
Yeah,
and can have a tequila and it doesn't tarnish the brand.
yeah,
'Cause he's very Disney friendly.
yeah.
I guess Ryan Reynolds is too.
Well, he's not a weed company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's also not getting hammered drunk on it on his Instagram lives. It's not like he's doing, our friend.
Yeah.
He's not going live.
Not by the lamplight in a park.
He's not going live at Instagram at 2 a.m. for 2 hours drinking Terramana tequila, talking about wanting to end it.
I
Fucking
hope this train goes off a cliff soon.
this pressure is fucking really too much. Sometimes I can't take it anymore. That's why I started this tequila company. 600,000 cases, 50,000 of them were for me.
He can't be a big drinker.
No.
Being in that shape and do all the shit he does.
No. He's too busy. Way too busy.
Yeah.
I don't see him as a drinker anyway. Guy's
No.
got way too level-headed to be a big drinker.
Right.
You can't. I mean, when I was drinking, dude, I didn't do anything.
Well, most people buying Terramana probably don't look like The Rock or model his work ethic.
Nobody looks like The Rock.
But the idea being, hey, this guy's jacked.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks great and he's super successful and he's drinking tequila. I guess I could buy tequila and not ruin my life.
Well, it's not like the situation, Mike, the situation where he came out with a protein-infused vodka. It's not like Terramana's got any health benefits to it where he's touting that. He's just saying it's, his post said something along the lines of like, it was clean, there's no sugar added, there's no caramels. It's just Terramana, clean tequila that will also black you out if you drink enough.
You drink too much of it.
Yeah. So 600,000 cases, though, I don't have any frame of reference for it, which is why he kept contextualizing and saying, George Clooney was selling 170,000 cases of it when he sold for 1.7 billion. So we got big news coming up. Again, I don't know if he's selling it. I don't know what the big news could be. Everything with him is big news, though.
Well, he's a great marketer. That's great marketing.
Yeah.
He's out there. You know about his financials, right? So he puts it out in the.
What do I know about his finances?
Saying you just said you know how many cases it sold. Most
Oh,
people
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
that much about their own business. Like he's putting that out as public record, and it's promotional. It's smart.
Now that I'm saying it, now that you say that,
Yeah.
I have no idea if that's true or not.
No,
Yeah, he's just saying it.
he's promoting. Maybe that's a projection, or who knows? I don't know, positive or negative, whether it's true.
Yeah, but
Good for him.
good for him. I mean, it seems who's the guy that everything they touched turned to gold? Midas. Yeah, your fucking cigar went out again.
I'm out.
You loser. You cigar smoking.
I think I just want to use that thing again.
Oh, by the way, yeah, we're smoking a cigar. If you want to smoke a cigar, smoke a cigar. We're not a cigar podcast,
No,
so don't ever in your life fix your lips to
you.
call us a cigar podcast.
How
We're
dare you, motherfucker?
not a cigar podcast. If you smoke cigars, feel free to smoke one with us because when the cigar is over, the podcast is over. We like to smoke cigars with each other. That's why we do this podcast.
But don't start smoking cigars. It's
Not on our
cool.
behalf. No, it's not cool.
No.
It's cool. It is cool.
I mean, it's cool, but it's not.
Yeah, and I got a new lighter. Adam is he's smoking a Rocky Patel. I'm smoking a Padron 1964 Anniversario
I got the vintage.
Exclusivo
1990.
size, which is my favorito size. Mi size favorito. You want to just keep that lighter?
Yeah.
This guy's cheeks got no strength in them.
Sucking weeks with these cheeks.
My friend smoke a wicks. My friend, he smoke a wicks in the car. I'll tell that story one day, maybe on the Patreon.
Yeah.
By the way, patreon.com/meme daddies. If you want some extra content, shout out to The Secret Vice for being our first
We
Patreon.
love you.
Yeah, well, we like her.
Yeah, she's the best.
Yeah, she's okay. Just kidding. She's all right.
We do
Just
love
kidding. Yeah, we love you. Okay, so just to get this out of the way, because it's annoying me. It's just what's annoying me this week.
Yeah. You're easily annoyed.
Am I?
You are.
Why?
Think because you have a good perspective, and as soon as something goes against that perspective, it's like, fuck this. You get a little bit upset about it.
Well, I get annoyed by people. This is going to sound crazy. I get annoyed by people who are easily annoyed.
Yeah, see, that's a problem.
Yeah, that
You
is.
got to look at that.
I don't have to look at shit.
That's right.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
that
not looking at myself. I'd rather look at them.
what is annoying you?
Um, boycott Pepsi, boycott Walmart,
Oh,
boycott this, boycott my ass,
boycott Sal's.
boycott Sal's. I don't even know what that is, but I'm sure it's
Do
a
the right
thing.
thing.
Boycott Sal's. Boycott Pepsi because Pepsi donated money to the GOP. Boycott Walmart because they're making their employees get vaccinated. Boycott Coke because Coke put out, or there was documents leaked that said Coke employees should try to be less white. But if you got to boycott Coke,
Wait. Employees should try to be less white?
you didn't know about this?
No, but what does it mean to be, how do you act less white?
What do you mean? You don't know
Like-
how to be less white?
Well, what does that mean?
I mean, if you don't know how to be less white, you're part of the problem.
Well, what's too white? It's just interesting.
I'm too white.
So how do you get less white? You do the Roger Rabbit? Like what's less white?
Well, if we were in the 90s, you would do the Roger Rabbit.
You
but-
said it was a Roger Rabbit.
yeah, no, now it's the, we got to figure out what it is. Hold on one second. So
But they're not wrong. Being too white is kind of annoying.
yeah, it is annoying. So breaking Coca-Cola is forcing employees to complete online training, telling them to try to be less white. This is a real thing.
I want to do that.
You want to try to be less white?
Yes.
Well, you're only white-ish. You're half
I
Puerto
don't
Rican.
even like that part.
You want to get rid of all the whiteness?
Yes.
I'm Irish, German, and English, so I'm fucked. I got no chance.
This is fucking white drink I'm drinking.
You're drinking
I
a
gotta
white
tell you.
monster.
Yeah.
You're fucking white as hell.
Some white shit. White dad shit.
So a couple of the slides said confronting racism. This was probably, to be honest with you, back when, all the BLM protests were going on. And
Yeah.
even when I think about how crazy everyone was acting, and on Tank's Good News, I was like, let's amplify melanated voices. And I was like, what the hell was everyone doing?
Yeah.
Everyone was just so, oh my God, I can't believe what's been going on. And everyone was so overcompensating for their whiteness at that point. It's like, okay, let's like reset, re-level set, and like, okay, I'm not going to actively be racist, but I can't, this is not sustainable. I can't like give my house and to a black person and live on the street with my family.
Yeah, I think
I
it was
can't do that.
it was a cultural moment, which is positive.
It was everyone had to look at their part in the
Yeah, yeah,
systemic
yeah.
racism
Yeah.
pyramid or whatever you want. Not
Yeah.
pyramid, but circle, because we're all in it together. It's not I'm not in the pyramid. Some people are definitely in the pyramid,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It was like it felt at that point, if you were white, you were guilty as charged of just being white. So Coke put out this thing, confronting racism, understanding what it means to be white, challenging what it means to be racist. In the U.S. and other Western nations, white people are socialized to feel that they are inherently superior because they are white. To be less white is to be less oppressive, to be less arrogant, to be less certain, to be less defensive, be less ignorant, be more humble, listen, believe, break with apathy, break with white solidarity. And then there was one slide that just said, try to be less white.
The word white does sound a little bit like white power-ish. Now that you keep saying white, it's like, yeah, it is like...
Nobody does that. They
Because,
did.
by the way, also, who's like white? Who's really white? I guess people that are just Irish English, straight from the...
Fuck you, bro.
I guess you're super white.
Super Caucasoid.
Yeah, everybody knows 23andMe. Everybody got a little something in them. Everybody's a little beige, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, it's not... It almost sounds like the word white it makes it so polar. It's like
Yeah.
black, white. Everybody's sort of a spectrum of mix at this point, probably.
Well, so we're getting way off topic here, but that's the whole point of the critical race theory,
Yeah.
is that the whole idea of race was created.
Yeah.
That's why when people are like, stop teaching critical race theory in school, you got to find out what they're teaching. Because if they're teaching that white people are evil for enslaving black people, that's kind of a problem, because I don't want my fourth grade son being taught that he's evil for something a crime that he did not commit. If they're teaching him that race is an idea that somebody made up to enslave black people and make black people feel like they're less inferior, yeah, teach him that, because that's what I'm
that's
teaching
not
him
right.
at home.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about at home anyway. I don't sit my son down and flog him for being white. But I don't think
it's not as much race. It's the systems that were in place that make it like, well, you know, in that case, it was white, but it's any system that victimizes.
Well, the idea of race was created to position one race higher than another, when really, in reality, we're all sitting in this room. We're all white, technically, but you're darker skinned than I am. Let's say that let's say that all three of us were all the people that existed in the world, and I all of a sudden was in charge and said, you're a different race than I am, therefore you're inherently inferior than I am.
Which obviously you don't agree with.
Of course, I don't agree with. But let's say that we were all of the people in the world, and I said that I'm bald, therefore, let's say hair was the new race. I'm bald, therefore I'm superior. He's got black hair, so he's second, and you're gray-ish. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you're the least, and you're going to work for us for free.
But I have a different opinion. What if I say no, but the bald ones...
Yeah, but I have a gun.
Oh, right. You see, that's where it comes down to.
You know what I mean?
It comes down to, yeah.
That's what race was. That's what critical race theory is supposed to be. It's that whoever was in power created the idea of race to be a power system, and nobody ever fucking undid it.
Well, because it worked for the people with the guns.
Of course.
Yeah.
And the power and the money. So, anyway,
but that whole thing then is trying to undo that. That whole thing that's annoying.
No.
About it's sort of trying to undo that dogma of
But boycott Pepsi is just people going. Nah, 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 nah. Well, if you boycott Pepsi, then you got to boycott Lay's, then you got to boycott this, then you got to boycott that. It's like, then fucking starve, dude. What do you want me to tell you? Grow your own fucking peppers and survive on a diet of peppers in your backyard.
Yeah.
How fucking hard are you willing to go for your ideals? I would bet not that hard.
It's hard to grow peppers.
And survive on a diet of peppers?
Yeah.
And squash in your backyard?
Have you tried?
And then, God forbid, you found out that the seeds that you bought were fucking manufactured by Pepsi.
By Pepe from Pepsi.
By Pepe, who fucking happens to drink Pepsi.
And his name's actually just Pete, but he wanted to be less white.
What if Pete was white?
And he called himself Pepe.
He called himself Pepe to fucking get the racial demographic. He survives on a diet of Pepsi alone. And peppers. He sells his pepper seeds to you. You grow them. What are you going to do now?
Boycott Pepe.
You're going to boycott Pepsi on Twitter because you want retweets, because you're a fucking idiot, and you want attention, but you're not going to really do anything. I don't know, dude. The whole idea of, like, what do they call it? Performative activism? I hope it's almost done. I really hope that people start to realize, like, I'm not actually doing anything. I should probably stop with this. I look silly. I look stupid.
People want to have something to say. It goes back to the annoying comments.
My cigar went out. Oh, man, I'm just like you.
There you go.
I
shouldn't have given it to you.
Well, it's mine.
So what else? So that person got you annoyed. The Pepsi boycott. Which I thought you were going to say boycott Pepsi because they're selling, harmful beverages or whatever.
No, that's fine. No, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. However,
I know you're boycotting kale.
Yeah, we're boycotting kale.
Well, you hate kale. I tried to sell you a bushel of it the other day. You wanted a proof.
However, if you're going to boycott Pepsi, you also have to boycott Coke because Coca-Cola is responsible for the assassination of indigenous leaders and activists in Colombia, as well as the desertification and pollution of water sources in India. So, I mean, really, everyone, honestly, at this point, if we want peace in this world, I have a solution. I really do. Do you want to hear what my solution is? Is that we need to pick a date. We need to make sure that it's synchronized across all time zones, and every single person across the globe needs to kill themselves at the exact same time.
And then
it's the only way we're going to ever achieve peace.
Because everybody's guilty.
Everybody's guilty. Every company's guilty. Every human being is guilty. There's nobody who's free of sin at any point, in any way. Everyone is fucking guilty. We all contribute.
What if everybody had one day where they stopped being annoying? Start there. Is that possible? Like, let's say we call it the last day of February, and it's just, nobody's annoying that day.
Do you know how annoying people would be that we chose to do it during Black History Month?
March 1st.
Taken away from fucking the Ides of March? The Irish people would go nuts.
Yeah. No, I guess it's impossible. You're right.
It's impossible. No, I mean, and that's just off the top of my head. There's people are just, I guess they're just difficult, which is fine. Because most of the time, 99% of the time, I just let it go. I guess it's when I'm looking for topics for the podcast, I get annoyed. So probably we should stop doing the podcast.
You know who annoys me? One character of every show is always created to be annoying. Like Skylar was the annoying one.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't know if you watch Ozark anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So I started it again.
Me too.
And now the son is annoying.
Oh, he's a pain in the ass.
He's the worst.
Yeah.
And obviously, he's a great actor. And it used to be that his sister was annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's always that one character where you go, this motherfucker, Jesus, stop it.
Yeah.
Don't you understand?
Yeah.
And it's like, but they do that. They manufacture, like, there's always that one annoying character.
The antagonist.
But if there wasn't that character, it'd be a boring show.
Oh, yeah. No, Jonah is, he's driving me crazy. I want to punch him in the face.
Oh, so annoying.
Yeah, he's a pain in the ass. But like you said, Beth on Yellowstone is, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about who I hated more, Beth from Yellowstone or the wife from Breaking Bad. I mean, they're just two terrible characters.
Yeah.
Terrible. Drive me crazy. But they do cause the tension necessary to continue watching the show.
And when they evolve or they eventually come to, but yeah, man, oh man, that's annoying to me.
Yeah.
Jonah is killing me with the facial expressions.
Yeah. Which is interesting because now you're making me feel better.
Why?
Because
you see the necessity of the annoyance?
Yeah. Yeah, now you're making me feel better because on Daily Stoic Instagram,
yeah,
Viktor Frankl, who wrote Man's Search for Meaning. Have you ever read that book?
I did. I read excerpts of it.
Yeah, so Viktor Frankl was a guy who actually.
No, I read it. That's the one with about during the Holocaust.
He lives in the camps. Yeah, he was a psychologist who actually was taken to the camps and survived.
Yes.
And wrote about his experience.
Remember about the soup. That stuck with me.
The soup.
About the sediment on the bottom of the soup. It's just, oh.
And the cigarettes.
Oh, my God.
So he writes, what man actually needs is not a tensionless state, but rather the striving and struggling for some goal worthy of him. So when you're talking about those characters in the TV show, and now we're talking about these characters in life, I guess life would be rather boring and dull if there were not characters challenging me, even though they're not challenging me directly, but they're challenging my idea of what's acceptable and what's annoying and what's not. So they are necessary. I don't want to call them evil, but I'll use evil just for lack of a better word. Even though I don't think they're evil, I think they're just being who they are. They're a necessary evil for my development as a human being.
Eckhart Tolle brought up the fact that when you work your body out, when you improve your body, you put yourself through trials. Like you put your body through damage.
Yeah.
You do shit that's not comfortable.
Yeah.
And that whole thing, that's what makes you stronger. That's what makes you, develop physically. So as a person, there have to be challenges. And maybe that's part of the challenge right now. It's society challenging itself to hopefully evolve, to hopefully get better.
Because one of the other things that I had written down to talk about was Jordan Peterson resigned from his post or his job as a teacher or professor at the college in Toronto. I believe he's a professor at a college in Toronto, which to me was disappointing because I see it kind of. I have tremendous respect for Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, you've mentioned him
as a human being and as a thinker and as a orator and everything. But he resigned from his post because he is training and developing these students, and he's training these young white males, and he doesn't see a future for them in his field because of diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates. And he's like, I can't in good faith train these people knowing that they have no future in this field.
Why is he only training white males?
Well, he's not only training white males, but a lot of straight white males and white males in general are interested in his course because of the brand that he's put forth. And he's like, there's no point in me doing this anymore. I'm just going to become a teacher in the way that I've been doing it over the last 3 or 4 years on the internet.
I wish it wasn't like that individual groups are gravitating to people. It'd be so nice to have more of a natural inclusion happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where it's not like just militant of any one group is following like somebody, because that always feels polarizing. It'd be nice if it was like, just a mind state, a level of mind state that all kinds of people, men, women, all colors are kind of like gravitating to that mind state. That would be ideal for me. I wish there was.
Well, he has fans of all kinds, but it might even be because of where he teaches is the reason for that.
Canada.
Because he's in Canada, because he's in Toronto.
You should go to an inner city or somewhere else, like where because I feel like that kind of philosophy anybody could have discourse about, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Well, I guess the point is that he's resigning from his post as a teacher at that school, so that he can focus on teaching on the platform that he has now, which is YouTube, his podcast, all these different
more exposure.
He tours all over the place, and his crowd, from what I understand, is very diverse. But he doesn't want to teach at the school because of their diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates, which force him to choose what he considers to be less qualified candidates and move them up the ladder. Which, listen, my situation with being forced out of a position that I had because I'm a straight white male, which I'm not going to get into any details about that. And my feeling on that was kind of like, okay, I get it. I understand. Like, let somebody else have a shot at this. I completely, my feeling on it is genuinely, sincerely, 100% understand and agree. Let's spread the money around. Let's spread the love around. If somebody has not gotten
the opportunity,
if somebody has not gotten a chance because they're trans or gay or black or anything that has been discriminated against in the past, let's give them a shot. But I guess the way that he feels, but that's me also. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's, I'm obviously a different person than Jordan Peterson. I guess my point is that I see him as one thing, and maybe I'm hearing what he says through my filter of the way that I see the world, and maybe it's not actually the way he means it.
Yeah, who knows? Not every, it's dangerous to make somebody into an icon, because you could take from something good from anyone, and then you got to look at it like, well, okay, I don't know enough about the person, like to say I subscribe to every belief he has. Yeah, maybe some of the thinking is good thinking, but
I've listened to so much of what he said.
You invested a lot already.
I'm not saying I don't love him.
You shouldn't love him. You like some of the thoughts at it, right? You don't really.
I've never heard him say anything that didn't resonate with me.
Well, that's good. You might also, like you said, be filtering it through your level of meaning.
Mm-hmm. Like Jay-Z.
Yeah, you filter him through the way you perceive things.
Yeah.
You love life. You love the challenge of life and figuring it out and trying to understand it.
Yeah, it's a big puzzle. You know what I heard? Oh, dude, Elon Musk. You know what I heard him say in a fucking video on TikTok?
And it's dangerous to think of him as a hero too, because
I don't think of him as a hero.
But I'm not saying you do.
Yeah.
But any time today, I feel like if somebody brings somebody up, that's their idol.
Yeah.
Like that's their icon, and everything, and you have to take everything with it. And it's like you could take some things from everyone.
Yeah, some.
For
sure.
But what did he say? That
he said, first of all, let's be honest. He goes, I'm not doing this for the money, right? It was part one of something. I don't even know how many parts it was, but I just took it, and this was the one line that was like, holy shit. He goes, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm basically a volunteer. I can buy anything I want already. And I was like, holy shit, I'm a volunteer?
Yeah.
Whoa, fuck.
Well, and he's also, I'm sure he
just can't sit. He just can't sit.
But no human can, right? Like
once
you give up, once you get to a
some
point,
humans think they can.
You look at death. You look at coming into life and you're like, okay, I have this span and I'm trying to understand what's going on. And then you're like, okay, I find a mission. I find something to do. If you're lucky enough, that mission leads to you making money.
Yeah.
And at that point, once you make enough money, I'm sure that mission doesn't go away. It's still like
There.
it's still, that's the reason to keep going.
Yeah.
It's figuring out how to keep contributing. Otherwise, what's he going to do?
Yeah, but when he referred to himself as a volunteer, I was just like, holy shit. Like, my therapist said to me at one point, he said something like, I already have more money than I can spend. And obviously, that's probably not true, because if you wanted to be a real idiot with your money, you can figure out ways
Anyone
to
could spend it, yeah.
Anyone can spend it. However, you got to figure out ways to spend it. This is not Brewster's Millions with Richard Pryor.
I was thinking the same thing.
You know, when I bring that up, nobody knows what I'm talking about except for you right now.
Yeah, well, yeah. My friend
And Jared, Camera Daddy, he had to spend $30 million. For those of you who haven't seen it, he had to spend, I think the amount. What did he have to spend? $30 million in
30
a month?
days or something. Yeah.
He had to spend $30 million in 30 days in order to inherit $300 million. Is that right?
But he couldn't have any assets.
He couldn't have anything to show for it.
Right. So you couldn't just go and buy a $30 million island.
Exactly. So he had to figure out how to spend it. And the point of that movie was like, you could have all, it's not that easy to spend that much money. So when I think about what I have and what I really need, like when he said that, I was like, holy shit, I have probably more money than I not could, but would need to spend on any given day. I'd have to really figure out how to spend
But then you could
what I have.
you could also say, I mean, I'm sure it triggers a lot of people, was for somebody to make that statement. It's like, you could ostensibly cure hunger in on some level by going and planting crops or doing something like around the world, or I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be in that position,
Yeah.
but I think he'd probably make the argument he's doing something more for humanity, for a larger thing. But I
Yeah.
don't know. It's hard to argue against, like, hey, can you
Well,
give
he's
a couple billion to starving.
He said
I'm sure he's doing a lot too that doesn't show up.
somebody challenged him to cure world hunger. Somebody said, you have enough money to cure world hunger. And he said, if you give me a realistic plan of distribution, I will donate the amount of money that you're asking for. It was billions of dollars that was needed to cure world hunger.
Yeah.
And it was like, nobody's going to come up with nobody came up with it. The problem is that people think that money cures all problems. And the reality is that money cures, if you're, let's say that and if you're listening to this and you have a real money problem, I understand. I feel your pain, like Adam does too. I've been where, like, I have had $0 and 0 cents in the bank account. I know the pain, but having money only cures one problem. It cures the money problem. There's all kinds of other problems: relationships, self-esteem, your health,
Systems.
anger.
If you don't fix a system, it could be like a Band-Aid, and then it happens again.
Exactly, of course, because you figure out how to spend all that money. Because it's really not that much. You know what I mean? Like, you're talking about, so if you have like X amount of dollars worth of money problems, and then you get X plus money, you'll figure out how to spend that plus, no problem. If you get X plus, and that plus is $1 billion, yes, you're probably good. But we're talking about world hunger, which is like, that's a huge money problem. So he was like, give me a system, lay out a system that's auditable and public on the blockchain that's everyone can look at and is accessible, and I'll give you the money to figure it out.
You would think it would be like some kind of irrigation systems with filters, some kind of planting and agriculture, where it's not just like dumping food, where it's figuring out, a larger kind of thing that could prove out over a decade and grow. I don't know. I'm not.
No, these these people don't think. I shouldn't say these people. This person who challenged him was probably thinking, buy everyone a sandwich today. That is not curing world hunger.
No, it's about the water primarily, and then it's about land and making it
Sustainable.
growable and sustainable. Yeah.
But it's also about motivating people to take care of
and working with the governments of these places. That's what I'm saying with the system, because then the government has to figure out how to keep that going.
And making sure that the militaries, not militaries, but what is it called when there's like militias in the areas, don't take over the food supply and fucking keep it all for themselves.
That's what I mean by the system.
What the fuck?
You have to set up security, and you have to
It's a huge problem.
Complicated,
It's a huge issue.
yeah.
So anyway, we're getting a little too serious here.
Yeah.
I want to fuck a green M&M.
I never wanted to fuck the green one. I'm into the red one.
That was
Oh, it's
some
a guy. I
transition,
don't know if
huh?
it's a guy or not. But
I would volunteer. I'm a volunteer when it comes.
I think
to
you
that.
guys are being a little too white. I go for the brown one.
You go for the brown one.
for you.
Wow, no white saviors here.
No white M&Ms.
Fucking white guilt over here. Guy wants to fuck a brown M&M. You're not saving anybody over here, Jared.
Peanut M&Ms.
Your dick would get stuck in the peanut. What if your penis is allergic to peanuts?
Nothing is sexy anymore at all.
What about King Kong?
King Kong's ass,
King Kong's got cheeks.
but
Ah!
nobody's allowed to, like, Lola Bunny's not hot anymore. Sexual, at least.
What about Jessica Rabbit?
They're gonna. I guess I gotta do that meme today. I gotta say like that they remade Jessica Rabbit and Photoshop a non-sexualized Jessica Rabbit.
That would be a very funny meme.
But is it like an hourglass figure and like isn't that still? Is it okay to be attracted to that form?
To a cartoon?
No, to the form. Like, is that like not okay? Like Victoria's Secret.
Bro,
I drove by.
Shut up.
I drove by Victoria's Secret, and it's closed down. It's done. Like that brand is done.
Why
You
is
know
it
that?
done?
It's done. It's over.
What do you mean it's done?
Because Skims and Fenty and everybody took it over, and and they're more inclusive in terms of like the body shapes and body types. And Victoria's Secret was this unattainable, non-celebrity branded thing that maybe a few fucking models wore those wings, and but it's a dead brand. It's a dead brand.
Victoria's Secret is
Shut
done?
down. Yeah,
Really?
In the city. Yeah, it's not there anymore. So it's. I think that's.
Maybe that one is shut down.
But I mean, that's one that is indicative. No,
I mean, New York is
in the middle of like
dead.
Times Square. It's not. I mean, it's not dead.
Just kidding. I just said that to him.
It's
Pissed him off.
no.
It's
I mean,
not
it's
fucking dead.
If New York's dead, the fucking culture is like taking a downturn. I don't think. I think it's that Skims is doing well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know why?
Kim Kardashian?
And my wife brought up why?
Yeah.
Because Skims uses real body types in the ads now.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like sexy, but it's also kind of anybody can wear it and be a big hoe.
Yeah.
And wear it and look kind of good.
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret is like you have to be a size 0
Yeah.
in these wings and be a Brazilian model to look good. Skims is like, hey, you could be a dirty hoe and still have big cheeks, and it's okay.
You're bringing up a really funny point that I've been looking to make for a long time. So something that I've thought about for a while is that this body positivity, inclusivity movement has a huge gaping hole in it. Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah. So these models that they use
Yeah.
that are thick,
Yeah. Two
right?
C's. Yeah.
2 C's, even when they use, let's say, an amputee, right? Or someone in a wheelchair,
Yep.
the model is still fucking beautiful.
Yeah. They're still hot.
They're still hot. Don't tell me you're fucking doing anything for the positivity movement if you're still using fucking gorgeous, thick models. Use an ugly person, and then we'll talk.
So like there should be a lingerie for the ugly.
Busted face.
Yeah. Busted.
That's the real Victoria's Secret.
Yeah. Butterface lingerie.
No, not Butterface. Nothing.
No face.
Yeah, burn victim or something. You know what I mean?
They'd still find hot ones.
Yeah, they'd still find a gorgeous
That's a
fucking
nice
burn
looking
victim.
burn,
She's
yeah.
so hot she melted her face off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear about body positivity and how they're being so brave when the girl in a wheelchair is a 10 still.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to me about that.
That's the thing is like, that's what I'm trying to say is being attractive and being attracted.
Yeah.
Like you have to feel kind of guilty about it. Only porn is untouched because that's still like, what it is. It's like the seedy underbelly, but in real world, like attractive, you can't attracted to a sexualized version of anything.
Yes, you can. I want to challenge that. I'm going to challenge you on that. I know that you don't
No,
feel
go
that way.
ahead.
I'm just saying, you're saying outwardly, publicly, you're not supposed to say attractive people are attractive.
Right.
Yeah, or attractive things are attractive. Right?
Like, yeah, how could you like that somebody in high heels and Like I guess I was conditioned to, but
I
like
don't know.
is that
Were
bad
you
to?
conditioned to?
Yeah, I guess because being like when I came of age and I'm like 12, 13,
Yeah.
and everybody like I had like the poster with like a Lamborghini and some hot model like in a string bikini with the
Tawny Katane?
yeah all the right. All the what else? Erica Leniak and all those the Cindy Crawfords and all those characters, Heather, all the Heathers,
Yeah.
and they were all in like skimpy things with the hair done up and the high heels, and that's seen as like negative. But is it though? Because people still want to wear that stuff, right?
I don't. Well, listen to me.
Like,
Okay?
is it trying to become more like nobody should be thick and nobody should be like sexy? I really want to understand it.
Okay. So all right. Great. Jared, you want to say something?
No, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Men aren't even supposed to have abs, which actually works out for me.
Men
right
aren't
now.
supposed to have fucking penises or sex drive anymore. You're supposed to be fucking asexual droids that just like nod and shake your head. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, no. I don't know.
Which I think represses that, and then people like act out in different ways.
Of
Maybe
course.
that's why all these people are so violent and pissed off.
Wait, Jared. What did you want to say?
I was going to say, when it comes to, let's say, you said you were conditioned. The sexiness changes throughout the years. Back in the day, they were voluptuous women. That was considered sexy.
But I don't think
Yeah.
you were conditioned to anything. I have 2 points. So one, I read this email from Blinkist a long time ago that it melted away 30 years of rejection pain in 90 seconds. It said you should not feel bad about being rejected by somebody that you're attracted to because you have never, not once in your life, ever chosen to be attracted to or not attracted to somebody. So that person who's not attracted to you is not choosing to be attracted to you or not attracted to you. So if somebody's not into you, don't take it personally. Their eyeballs and their brain are just going, no. I didn't
Right.
choose to be attracted to my wife. I just saw her and I was like, oh yeah. And
Right.
when somebody was into me and I wasn't into them, I didn't make a conscious choice and go, no. Something inside me said, no. It
Right.
wasn't personal.
So like the green M&M.
Yeah.
I mean, you were attracted to the original green M&M with the go-go boots, I assume.
Yeah. Once she got a Dr. Phil mustache, I was like, no.
Once you put on flats, it's like,
Yeah, fucking let's show the heels. So there's been a lot of talk, and I would like to squash it. I'd like to kill it. I'd like to challenge it and kill it and murder it. About America being at the end of its run, the end of an empire. The American empire's over.
who's talking about this? Sweden?
Joe Rogan, Tim Dillon, Lex Fridman, these podcasters with big platforms. The end of the American empire.
In America.
In America, of course. Blah, 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 right? Because empires last about 250 years, and America was founded in 1776, which at 2022 puts us at 246 years. Let's fucking do some math here. America's empire, at best, did not begin till after World War II, which puts us in the 40s, right?
Well, I don't know. We were still seen as the power that if we came into World War II, we'd end it.
All right, so let's say we're at 90 years or 100 years.
Give it 100.
Let's give it 100 years. So I contend that we are just hitting our stride in the empire. The Roman Empire lasted 1,000 years.
Right. It was also pretty savage.
Are we not savage?
Different. I mean, not like that.
Are we not? What do you mean
We're
not
not.
like that, bro? We go into every fucking country and drop bombs.
I mean, even internally.
One could be
I think-
fucking made the argument that we're more savage than the Roman Empire. And worse.
The only difference is if football players killed each other, that would be the Roman Colosseum. That's it.
We got the UFC.
I guess they did have the Senate and everything like the Romans, right? They had the political system set up, even though.
The point is that these people who are talking are saying that when gender becomes nebulous, that's a sign of the end times for an empire.
There were always the lady boys in every
No
empire.
shit. I know, but I'm saying like here. So you brought something up, and here's my point: is that the people who are being, and listen, we could be below average. We could be a 100-year empire. There's no doubt. I don't know who's going to take over. I don't know where we go if our empire ends. I have no idea. I mean, Rome is still there. It's not like Rome is gone. Italy's still there.
Civil War, smaller states.
That would be great. I would love it if it was like tri-state area only. We keep all the money, bro. New York keeps all the money we make. We would be thriving. Are you fucking kidding me? We'd be like Saudi Arabia. Everybody would have gold-plated Teslas. Oh my God. New York, New Jersey, and fucking Connecticut? Are you shitting me? We would be the richest fucking country in the world. By a lot. I would never leave.
Then Florida would come invading us.
Fuck that, bro. We would fucking kill them. We got all the Trumpers, dude. I would vote for Trump as the president of New York.
That's a shocking statement.
I would vote for Trump as the president of New York
Why?
because because he fits the president of New York. He doesn't fit as the president of America.
If he went back to the real, like his, let's call it what it really is.
If he was a Democrat like he was his entire life and he ran it as a fucking, like, the way, like, he was like, hey, get the fuck out of here. He was like a New Yorker as a president of New York. Yeah, I would vote for him.
No more of the polo shirts.
No more fucking build a wall. Like, I would want an 800-foot wall around the tri-state area. I would want a moat of sharks. I'd want nuclear bombs fucking ready to detonate. I would blow up the fucking whole country of New York.
From New York.
Just to prove a point. And no bagels for anybody.
And who would be the biggest rivals? Tennessee?
Yeah, Philadelphia. We fuck Philadelphia
Yeah,
up.
Philadelphia.
Cheesesteak versus pizza? Get the fuck out of here.
They're all, oh, but I like the cheese whiz. Oh, I like the provolone.
Yeah, whiz-wit. Get the fuck out of here. What does that even mean?
Whiz wit.
Whiz-wit. Okay, bro. Learn how to fucking talk first.
Oh, man.
New York and California could be like just pointing the missiles in the center of the country.
Oh, we would be running everything. We'd have one ally. It would be California. California would be its own country, for sure. And it would just be jets back and forth to fucking California to New York.
Yeah.
Sonic
Ozone
jet.
layer would be
Sonic
gone.
jets, bro. 2 hours. California to New York.
Yeah.
90 minutes.
Yep.
You'd have a passport, no fucking security.
That's it.
Fly over states. Kansas would be fried from the jets flying over it.
They'd be shooting at us, though, with the fucking,
What, with their fucking BB
yeah,
guns?
with the BB guns.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew.
So back to the conversation. So listen, herd instinct, hunger, and sex is why you and I and Jared are even sitting here. Right
Especially Jared.
Especially Jared, because he's a horny fucking guys.
Yeah.
You don't even want to see what he's doing right now. He's got green M&Ms all over his fucking crotch. It's weird. We gotta
Melt in your mouth.
melt on his dick. So, yeah, cut that out. So, yeah, the anti-sexualization of everybody all the time is quite bothersome to me. The fact that, so, how do I say this without sounding like a pig? So, when women, this has always bothered me, by the way, since I was a young man, because I'm 41 now.
Yeah.
So when women dress a certain way and then get angry or offended that men look at them, that has always been a mindfuck to me.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
I think it's because of the males are very fragile. And I think when we all get our hearts broken for the first time, we give ourselves when we're young, and then we feel that power. Women have tremendous power.
Yeah.
So when they use that power, and they really don't know it yet, it's like having a gun and you don't really know how to use it yet.
By the way, I'm not talking about young women.
No, I know.
Okay.
But it stays with you.
Yeah.
And then men wind up hating and resenting beautiful women because they hurt them. And there's something about like a love-hate, like I want them, but if they don't like me, fuck you. And there's like this anger that I wish wasn't there. And it's like, it's almost, it's
By the way, I'm also not talking about staring, because that's weird also.
well, that's what it is. But it's a fine line. It's a fine line. To appreciate without being creepy.
Okay.
I think a lot of men cross that line.
Well, that's,
You get creepy.
yeah, that's
the
weird.
thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm on the women's side at that point.
Yeah. And it's the whole thing. It's the classic Madonna versus, and I don't mean the singer who was like with the fucking hanging out with Kanye.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's like the holy mother who could do no wrong, who everybody thinks their mother that way, or Mary Magdalene, you're a slut, you're this and that, and there's no in between. It's like you can't. It took me to actually be a husband and father to be able to see both, to be able to see like, oh, you could be sexual and have that power, but also be beautiful and kind of saintly and good. It's not either or. It's not like, you know what I mean? So I just think that people have a hard time, men have a hard time to resolve that.
Well, here's a great point that I heard on the Joe Rogan podcast. I wish I could remember who it was. I think Eric Weinstein was on the podcast, but it was a woman who made this point, obviously, because she's got more experience with it. So it's signaling, right? When a woman dresses, so the point was made when men and women are at work, right? So why does a woman dress in high heels, put makeup on, wear a push-up bra, and look good at work if she doesn't want attention at work, right? So the point was made, and it was brilliant. It was like, oh, fuck, yeah, that's right. So I was able to put it in terms of, like, I've heard the concept of, like, your higher power is always broadcasting. It's up to you to tune into the signal, right? And you to, like, tune into that. So the woman goes, that woman is using a broadcast signal to broadcast that she's available and interested, and she wants to look good in general. When a man makes the mistake that she's broadcasting to him individually, and he picks up on it, and then she says, no, this signal's not for you, and then he goes, no, but I picked up on it.
And then, or it turns into the person feeling rejected. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And now angry.
So she's doing a broadcast signal. He's taking it as an individual signal. And now it's like, well, hey, man, I dress like this for me. But he's saying, well, why would you dress like that if you don't want me to look at you? Well, I dress like this so that all men look at me. Not even the right person. Yeah. All men look at me. Then I want to pick who I want to talk to. So I've made it clear that I'm not interested in you. Now it's sexual harassment. And it was like, oh, fuck. Like, that makes all the sense in the world. So, yeah, to your point, I guess my problem is that I haven't, to my own knowledge, never, I hope anyway, made a woman feel uncomfortable and pushed past the point. Because if, like the Harvey Weinstein thing where he gets turned on by women being not into him. If a woman, like, when I was, like, trying to meet women, if a girl was not into me, I would immediately be like,
embarrassed.
Bye. Fuck, I'm going to kill myself.
I'm worthless.
I'm a piece of shit. Yeah. I'm not going to talk to another girl I don't know for 6 months.
I'm sure he felt that too before he got the power. And then it turned him on the fact that his power could override him feeling like a piece of shit.
Because he's one ugly motherfucker. That guy.
Yeah. I mean, if a girl was not
God forbid he was just cool, and fucking and respectful and powerful.
That's what I'm saying.
And, like, but whatever.
When I was single, if a girl was not into me, that was immediate, like, and I could tell pretty instantly if a girl was not into me. Like,
that's your superpower?
That's my superpower. I would just be like, okay, bye.
Oh, she's not into it at all.
Oh, cool. Yeah, bye. All right. Sorry to bother you. Sorry to exist. Sorry to be alive. I picked up on the wrong signal, didn't I? Yeah, I was looking for Hot 97.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah, I got KTU, don't I? Fuck, I gotta go.
Oh, you're waving it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you weren't waving at me. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Shit. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's why that analogy that the woman used, I was like, oh, okay.
It must be tough. It really. I mean, because for a woman to have to broadcast and then to have to put up with a lot of people, and they're not even doing it purposely. A lot of the men, I don't think are. I think if they realized they were creepy, they wouldn't be. I just think it's like, they really don't know. And then it's like, it's their own personal struggle of like, fuck, I don't know, is that person not into me, or is she just a bitch? And I hate all these women. And it's just, I think that's what creates misogyny, honestly. I think that's what it does. I think that it also reduces the person to just a thing. Versus like, that's a person. Like,
what, the woman?
Yeah, when the woman gets done up and becomes part of that, like, pretty person club, like when they really do themselves up.
Yeah.
Suddenly the man turns off the idea that's an entire person. And it's just like, that's something nice. That's like a piece of food. I need it.
Well, have you ever...
We're very simple.
Yeah, it's a simple thing. It turns on your lizard brain.
Have you ever heard of the term body parting?
I think you mentioned that to me once, when you just see somebody as that feature.
Well, that's exactly what that is. You take a person who is like an entire human being with a whole life before you saw them, a favorite type of music, a favorite type of food, a family, dreams, hopes, ambitions, plans for later that night, a job, and you reduce them to a fucking patch of flesh in between,
Yeah.
their clothing. Their this little patch of flesh right here. Look at that pair of tits.
Yep.
Wow, look at that fucking ass. You reduce them to a body part. It's so it's so reductive. It
Yeah.
I heard that term when I was very young, which may be also why I was not about to make some woman uncomfortable by staring at her. You know what I mean?
Right. Because it's not the woman you're staring at. You're not staring at an individual.
Yeah, I'm not looking at her and going, "Oh, I wonder what her dreams and aspirations are." So, I saw this video. I know you like time and
Yeah.
thinking about time and future, past, present, whatever.
Yeah.
This fucking guy, Luke Therapy, again with the therapy TikToks. This guy,
That's some name.
I know, Luke Therapy on TikTok. He talked about time. This blew my mind. This may not be mind-blowing for you, so I apologize if it seems pedantic. It's
Well,
pretty
pedantic, isn't that like
elementary. So he goes, I'm going to change the way you think about time. So people constantly think about the future as something they need to get to or work towards, right?
yes.
So you're working on a project and you're working on it and time is, you're working, the future's, blah, 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 blah,
Something to get to.
something to get to.
Yeah.
He goes, I want you to think of the future as something that is not something you're working towards, but you, in the present moment, are working, being present, working. The future is moving towards you because time is moving through you. You like that?
It's yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
His explanation was so much more elegant than that, but I didn't want to waste time with all the examples he used. It was just basically like, imagine your body never moving and your whole lifeline. I've got 41 years behind me and however much time in front of me. And let's say I have something in a month that I want to do. I'm not moving towards it. It's moving towards me. So instead of working towards it, I can only do what I can do in the present moment to make sure that I'm prepared for that moment that's moving towards me no matter what.
And I would say that moment never really arrives.
It does arrive
It's
in the present moment.
Well, it's here now. So it's like saying
No, you're here now.
Right.
Yeah.
Today is yesterday's tomorrow. It's a fantasy of what you think is going to happen, and what's actually happening is the only thing that really happens. The idea being that the idea of dopamine being released when you achieve something. It's not that it's released when you achieve it, because you never really achieve it. It's released on your conquest, on the conquest, on your journey toward achieving it. Because when the thing happens, as you know, when the big event, how many big events have you had? Several.
Yeah.
Whether it's the birth of your kid or appearing on Ellen or whatever, like the big thing. That's not the end of it. That's like you move through that to the next thing, or it moves through you.
It moves through you.
But point being that it's not, if you're waiting for a big thing to happen, it never happens. It's whatever's happening now.
It does happen.
Well, no, it doesn't. The big,
Of course it does.
the big
You're
event.
arguing again about the same thing. You guys are saying.
Yeah, I was saying it in a different way.
Yeah.
The thing that you think is going to be the big satisfaction,
Hey,
the big orgasm.
Just
in life.
say cool.
No, it's important because the idea that like there's anything more than you and me here right now.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I know. I understand that.
So
We're
just
saying it in
say
a different
cool.
way. But you're also using words to
You're
say
saying it in a cooler way.
that the event, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
The event that I think is going to make everything worth it. And
I'm not saying
feel,
make everything worth it.
but a lot of people feel that. Once I get the thing, once I get the job, the girl, and the thing, there's going to be a moment where
That's
I
a
go,
different-
and that's what usually I think attracts people to doing what they're doing because they think, oh, there's going to be a release. And I feel like you have to have that release now. You have to feel that release
Yeah. No, that's
being alive. It's a different aspect of what you're saying.
It's a different aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
It's
that
an add-on.
you're seeing time as the linear thing. I almost say, who knows if that's the way, maybe our brains just parse time that way, and that's not even what's happening. Some people would argue, I think physicists, that time already happened. It's going backwards, forwards, that it's an illusion anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe it's moving through us in reverse. Maybe we're moving through somehow some 4-dimensional fucking aspect, and we're just going, I don't know. I feel like our little brains don't really understand even at our best, don't understand what's happening here.
Well, I liked it
I like it.
a little bit.
I like it. I definitely don't believe in past or future. That's for sure. I believe that there's really just like that they say the past is just kind of an idea and the future is an idea. The only thing that really is what we're doing.
Yeah, but I mean, the future is definitely a thing because it's ahead of us, or at least as far as we understand it. And the past is behind us as far as we understand
As
it.
far as we understand it.
Yeah,
That's yeah.
because as far as we know, nobody has been able to go back in the past, and those are the words we use because that's what's been established, and nobody's been able to go ahead to the future, and that's the words we use because that's what's been established. That's what we think. It's ahead.
Consciousness.
Fucking consciousness. Don't you wish you were a tree sometimes?
Just not being conscious. Or maybe it is a higher consciousness.
Well,
People
maybe
could
that's
argue.
that's the draw of being in the present moment, is being conscious but not being aware but not pained.
You know what I like about the present moment philosophy is that any problem, financial, health,
Yeah,
whatever it is,
disappears.
it's not real. The idea of what might happen is the fear.
Mhm.
The idea of, are you okay right now? Like, technically, are you okay right now? Even if you're broke, you're sick. How about right now?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm okay.
Yeah.
In this second, everybody's actually okay. And that's just the thing that kind of wrap your head around. You always just have a challenge to deal with in the small. And that's you can deal with the small thing. It's the big idea of the future that's impossible.
Well, that's what got me through the hardest times in my life when I was like broke or I had a fucking big problem that I was dealing with.
Yep.
Looking around and saying, you know, like I remember seeing this guy on some wildlife channel talk about like the big difference between animals and humans is that animals will react in a threatening situation same way we do. Norepinephrine, adrenaline, their mouth will get dry, their heart rate will increase, they'll run, they'll try to escape the situation. The big difference is an hour after that or a week after that, they won't go,
Shake it off.
bro, do you remember when that fucking lion was chasing me?
Or, you know,
That was so scary.
I think there are lions here and worrying about it.
Yeah, no,
just-
they just,
Oh, a lion. Ah!
yeah, they run and that's it. We will, I mean, react to, the problem is like you create whatever a lion is in your life and we treat a bill that we can't pay as if it's a lion chasing us through the Serengeti. We'll wrap it up now. So patreon.com/meme daddies. You'll get the Jay-Z lyric of the week. I mean, the lyric of the week, which happens to be a Jay-Z lyric.
Is it always going to be the Jay-Z lyric of the week?
Last week was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's true.
Yeah. Go to patreon.com/meme daddies. You're either going to go to bed tonight being a Patreon or
you're not.
Or you're going to go to bed not. Better to go to bed being a Patreon because a lot of value in there. We're
agree.
pretty smart. Sorry for the serious podcast. No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I'm not. You're right. We had a good one today.
Yeah, I like good conversation.
This is, you know, this is what you're going to get. Sometimes serious, sometimes silly. And I feel like the Patreon's going to be a little silly.
Yeah.
I'm going to get, I got
Yeah,
some
we
shit.
need to get loose.
I got some shit to talk about. I got some people to talk shit about on the Patreon.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Any rumors you want to clear up on Patreon to talk about?
Oh, about, what's it, Miley Cyrus? You know about that thing? Miley Cyrus is supposed to be, she's leaving, I think somebody had said that she's going to leave the country or whatever. I don't know if it's true.
What, she's moving to Africa?
That's what I mean,
Miley Cyrus is moving to Africa?
it's been floated.
Fucking talking about no white saviors. All right, I guess we'll talk about that in the Patreon.
Wonder what her name's going to be.
Miley. All right.
With an apostrophe in the middle of it.
Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Bye, guys.